Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're a returning subscriber, thank you for always coming back. And if you're new here, this is where you want to be. On this channel, I talk about my experiences as an international student. I do lifestyle vlogs, I do some cooking, and talk about education as well. So if that is your vibe, then you found the right place. In today's video, I want to talk about my transitioning from being a student to a worker. So now that I'm in my final year, I have to think about the next steps. And for me, it would be getting work, and then we can talk about PR and then citizenship. But for now, baby steps. So I just want to put it out here before we get into the video that everything I say in this video today is particular to me and is unique to my situation. So I don't want you using this video as a foundation for all situations, because everybody's situation is different. Before we get into the video, I want to give a big shout out to Amber. Amber is a platform made exclusively for students that simplifies the process of finding accommodations abroad. So if you're looking to travel abroad to US, UK, Canada, Australia, Ireland, Germany, or Spain, and you don't have your accommodation sorted yet, that is where Amber comes in. On Amber, you can browse verified student housing options, compare prices, filter by budget, amenities, and even distance to campus. So if you're looking to travel, or you already have your admission from any university from any of those countries that I've mentioned, but you're yet to sort your accommodation, then you should definitely check out Amber through the link in my bio or in the description of this video to learn more today and get your housing sorted out. Let's get right into the video. I have a list here on my computer of the documents that you need. So to apply for the postgraduate work permit, you don't need a lot of documents. You need an official completion letter from your school. So that would be your transcript, and then your passport, your the forms that you have to submit to IRCC to get your application going, and there's also a fee attached. And as of November 2024, if you're now going to apply for the postgraduate work permit, you're required to take a language test. You can either do CELPIP general test or do the IELTS general test. So that is just a very big overview of the postgraduate work permit. I always mix up the abbreviation, postgraduate work permit, so PGWP. Yes. So let's talk about how these situations apply to me. First of all, I'm going to start with my passport. I'm just going to put it out there and just tell you guys, if you're coming from like Nigeria, if you have the opportunity to get like a 10-year passport, then you should definitely do that, especially if you're doing a 4-year program, like an undergraduate program like myself, because I got my passport when I was coming into the country, and this was in 2021, and my program is 4 years. So now I have to go renew my passport because my passport is expiring in June of next year. Meanwhile, I'll be done with school in April of next year. So if you can get longer years on your passport, then you should definitely do that, because you don't want to start stressing about how you're going to go get your passport. Like, for example, now I'm in New Brunswick, I have to travel all the way to Ottawa to get my passport sorted out. That is a lot of stress. So that is something that I have to do now before I can submit my postgraduate work permit application, because by the time my passport expires, I'm not going to have enough time on my passport to get my permit. So first of all, I want to renew my passport. And then the other thing that I've noted here is the CELPIP exam. So for me, I'm going to be doing the CELPIP exam because it's easier, and then I can also use it to apply for my PR if by the time that I get in the pool and I get my invitation to apply, it is still under 2 years. So your language test is only valid for 2 years, and after 2 years you're gonna have to do it again. So CELPIP right now is what I'm concentrating on. I kind of like started looking at the materials and looking for a date to get the exam sorted as well. But what I find is that because I'm in my final year, I don't know, school is really stressing me out. There's a lot of things to do, and there's this pressure of, oh, I have to finish well. Everything is just on my head right now, and I feel so overwhelmed. So because of that, I've decided to do my CELPIP in January, so that by the time I apply for my postgraduate work permit, at least I have enough time, because I don't want to have to do it again by the time I want to apply for PR, right? So I don't want to do it again. So if I do it in January, I was thinking of doing it this year, but the timing might be like too close. So I thought like at the beginning of a new year would be better. So I'm going to do that in January. And depending on where you are, you can just go to their website and then find dates and location that is specific to you to do the exam. And the most important thing for me right now is having to submit my postgraduate work permit application before my study permit expires. So one thing you have to have by the time you apply for your postgraduate work permit is validity. You have to have like status. So if, say for example, my study permit expires, then I put in my application for my postgraduate work permit, that is not valid, because by the time you applied for your postgraduate work permit, you don't have that status. So you don't have the status, but you want to have status by the time you apply. So that is where my big issue is right now. So like I said earlier, my passport expires in June 2026, and my study permit, because of how short the years I have on my passport is, I have only 5 years. My school is for 4 years. My study permit expires like at the end of April, and then my passport expires in June. So for me to have validity by the time I apply for postgraduate work permit, I have to make sure that I apply for postgraduate work permit in between the time that my study permit is still valid, which is why I want to do my CELPIP. I'm going to do the CELPIP in January, so that by the time I get my final transcript from my school, everything is ready to go, and I can just submit the application before my study permit expires. So exams, like final exams, are in April. Study permit expires in April. Final exams are due on the 27th of April, and my study permit expires on the 30th of April. Can you see that? Like, I am so stressing about that. That is why I have to start thinking about these things as early as now. So I only have like 3 days before I can apply for my postgraduate work permit. I'm talking about this casually now, but I've been freaking out about this, but I got it all sorted out, and I thought it would be nice to share with you guys and just talk about the whole process. So the most important things are going to be the CELPIP, that is the exam, and also getting the final transcript from my school. So as soon as March, I have to start talking to my professors and explaining my situation to them and say, this is the situation. This is when my study permit is expiring. This is when I have to put in my application for my postgraduate work permit. Can you guys fast track my grades so I can have my final transcript in order to apply for my postgraduate work permit? So I need the final transcript, I need a valid passport, I need status, and I also need the language exam. So because of that short time period, that is why I said at the beginning of the video that if you can get a longer time on your passport, if you're from your home country, then you should do that. Because if I had like 10 years on my passport, then IRCC would not have made my study permit expire like 30th of April, because I still have time. They will give like another extra month. Ideally, like that is what they usually do. They give you, from the time that your program is done, they give you a few months to be able to apply for your postgraduate work permit if you do decide to stay in the country. But because my passport is expiring in June and my program ends in April, they had to give me just till April. I wondered why they wouldn't just give me till May though, but I don't know. That is an IRCC question. I don't know why they did that. So April, I only have 1 month. Then June, my passport expires. So my passport has to be done at the beginning of the year as well. So that same January, I'm going to get the CELPIP exam done. In January, I'm going to get my passport done as well, so that by the time I submit my postgraduate work permit application, I have a valid passport, a passport that has a lot of time on it. And then the exam also has to be done in advance, because if I decide to do it when I'm done with school, then I don't have time to be able to submit my application before my study permit expires. So that is why I am stressing out. So, summary of the whole thing: your documents, make sure everything is in order. If you can get a longer passport, please do it, so you don't have to be in the same situation as I am. And if you can do your language test as early as possible, then you should do that. But you don't want to do it too early, because you want to have that that 2-year period. If you're able to just work for a year and then put in your application for PR, get in the pool, and then hope that you get ITA just early enough that your language exam is still valid, you know. So you should, that is something you also want to consider as well. So again, another thing that I have to do now, because of my passport expiring early and my study permit expiring early, is after getting a new passport and getting the work permit, also apply for SIN renewal. So my SIN has to be renewed as well, because it's expiring when my study permit expires. So you can just imagine the amount of stuff that is tied to these study permits. If anything goes wrong in that, like, it is just so many things. So this is me just pouring my heart out there and just telling you guys, so you don't end up in the same situation, because trust me, it is not easy having to think about all these things at the same time. Again, I have to think, oh, if I'm going to apply for my postgraduate work permit, then I also want to get a job. So you have to start applying for jobs as early as possible. Like, I've started job applications as well, even if I don't even know the whole situation concerning my postgraduate work permit yet. So I hope this video helped. I know I kind of like went quickly. I went like real quick over all this stuff, but if this video helped you, I hope this video helped you. You can, you know, pick 1 or 2 things from here. Oh yeah, something I forgot to mention is, oh yes, another reason why I'm kind of like fast tracking all this is because I don't want to have to apply for an extension of my study permit, because if I apply, I'm not really going to need it. But that also just causes your timeline to lengthen, because if you have the study permit again, it's now extended, and then when do you want to apply for the postgraduate work permit? Like, I've thought out all the possible scenarios. My brother spoke with his lawyer. I talked to like our international student advisors in school. This is like proper information that I'm bringing out here. So if this video helped you in any way, I hope you're able to pick 1 or 2 things from this video, and this video helped you if you're an international student like myself in your final year, thinking what are the next steps for me from here. So thank you for watching my video. Make sure you subscribe to my channel, share this video, like it, and if you have any more questions or clarifications, like I said, I know I rushed through this, talk to me in the comment section, and then I can answer any questions that you have, or we can just, you know, talk things through together. And I hope to see you guys in the next one. Thank you. Bye-bye.